Ooh, what's up, everybody, and welcome to episode 85 of the Stand Up Guys podcast. I'm your host, incomparable Zach Jones, joined as always by the Robert Gibson to my Ricky Gibson, Lester Jones.
Hello, everybody.
And, of course, we got the ninth wonder, Chocolate Thunder, doing the deed and spreading that seed, the rootin' tootin', skeet shootin', filling up pies with the might of 50 guys. I ain't telling no lies, the phenomenal A.J. Singh.
Speaking of pies, I had some pizza today. Pretty good.
Nice. Anything else going on, guys?
You have any pies that are interesting?
I had to take that into a way less interesting direction.
I always saw people that call, like, pizza just like pies.
Yeah.
I always thought that was a weird thing.
Yeah, I agree. I do think that is a weird thing.
Okay, what'd you guys do this week?
Been watching Southside, that show. It got renewed for a third season.
Oh, that's that comedy on HBO.
Max.
I saw, like, the thumbnail for it on HBO. I didn't dive in or anything. But
Yeah, it's a fun show. It's a fun show.
I might have to one day.
Yeah, they kind of start uncovering like a new character in this second season. He's like a political figure, and he's really funny too. So everybody in the show is just funny.
Are there any, like, big name people in that show, or is it kind of more, like, unknowns?
No, they're mostly unknowns. Like, like a couple of the people I've seen before in other stuff, but otherwise, I'd say they're mostly unknowns.
All right, cool. Anything else?
That's it for me.
You've been doing a lot of driving this week.
A lot, yeah.
And what about you over there? Anything?
I don't know, man. It's been a haze. I've been working, and then I've been like after school, been working with the kids, teaching them different stuff. I'm just trying to make sure they're up on their math problems, stuff like that.
Boring.
Yeah, yeah, I know. It just caught up to me today. I just took a nap.
Well, actually, one thing that we all did is last week we went to an open mic.
Oh, yeah.
Because one of your friends frequently does open mic comedy and wanted us to check it out, so we went. And I actually had a pretty good time. I don't know about you guys. I thought it was pretty fun. We might have to do that again.
Yeah, I'd like to go out again.
Yeah, especially for open mic, I was surprised by how good everybody was.
That's true. There was some surprisingly good people there.
Yeah.
Now, I got a question for you guys. I don't want to necessarily put you on the spot or pressure you in anything, but I think it would be kind of fun if we all just committed to trying it one week. We all come up with 3 to 5 minutes of bullshit. We'll probably all bomb horribly.
Yeah.
But I think it would be easier to do it if we all did it together. Would you guys be up to something like that?
I think I could do it.
Yeah, if you guys are willing to fail with me, I'd fail. Sure.
We're going to be like the 1 a.m.
Oh, totally. We'll be the last people on. There'll be one diehard left in there. And we'll probably still bomb somehow. But I think it would be fun to try it. Yeah. It's funny. We call this podcast the Stand Up Guys. And I never know what people think of when they see that title. Do they assume we do stand up? Because really, when we were thinking for names of the show, I'll be honest, that wasn't my first choice, but we got into this podcast game late, so a lot of the good titles are taken, and that was one I was kind of surprised wasn't taken, and I just thought it was funny because it's an irony title because we're called the Stand Up Guys, but we're all kind of pieces of shit.
Yeah.
That was my thinking behind it. We just do all these base stories, but maybe, just maybe, we'll become shitty open mic comedians for at least one day. And then we can report back to you guys and show you how it went. All right, what else? Oh, so I finished Crash Bandicoot 4, and I gotta say, it was really tedious. It kind of surprised me how difficult it was for being a Crash. Because, I don't know if you guys ever played the original Crash games, but Crash 1 is tedious and not fun. And then Crash 2 and 3 are pretty good. they're pretty easy just to beat, and then they give you the option of going back through the levels and like getting all the boxes and getting all the gemstones and all the relics and stuff, and you can get like a different ending if you do those. So like there's a challenge there if you want it, but just beating the regular games is pretty easy. Man, this game, I'm telling you, goes back to like Crash 1, and it's just like the difficulty ramps up, and it's like pretty tedious. Like I can't really recommend this game. I think it's more frustrating than it is fun. But you know what surprised me is like, you know how they have trophies in games, well, PlayStation and Xbox has achievements or whatever. Like I don't give a shit about them, but like every once in a while I will go look at them just out of curiosity, because it tells like, you know, of the percentage of people who played this game, how many people got each trophy. So the trophy for beating the last boss and essentially just winning the game regularly, you know, not going back and doing all the really hard stuff, 12.3% of people. So I'm like, that is pretty low for just beating the game.
Yeah, just dropping off and be like, nah, fuck it.
Because I've heard the statistics on like kind of your big open world games of people that actually finish is pretty small. And that makes sense to me just because like they're huge games, lots of hours that people don't have. So they just kind of play them to
Until
the heart's content and then they move on. But a game like this, like I would think that percentage of people who just beat it would be higher, but no, like 12.3%. I was like, God damn, that's not very much.
Have you heard anything about Elden Ring?
So apparently, like I have, it's selling like gangbusters. Apparently, it
sounds like people like it, but yeah,
it's an open world game. It's like fantasy genre, so you like ride a horse and you fight monsters and things. I'm not even interested in it because like. So there's like these games that came out like Demon Souls, Dark Souls, and they're just known for being like incredibly difficult.
Yeah.
And so this game is kind of in that genre. So like it's supposed to be like, you know, the difficulty's hard. This game, they say you can at least like, since it's open world, you can kind of like go find lesser creatures and kind of farm and get your XP up. And
right, so you can grind it up.
you could grind it, and it might be easier, but still, like I'm just like I'm not looking for something that tediously difficult. So it doesn't appeal to me. But yeah, apparently like it's selling very, very well and is a big hit.
Yeah, I've heard like 50% of people have beaten the first boss in the game. So
And then they quit.
I mean, if only they've gotten that far. I mean, they're probably doing other stuff in the game, you know, like the side quests and grinding it out, like you talked about. But I mean, the fact that the first boss in the game, only 50% of people have beaten that, that's like, you know, they've only scratched the surface.
Well, I think a stat came out today that said it's the highest selling game in the last 12 months besides Call of Duty, which always does like, you know, just the gangbuster numbers. So, you know, even the fact that it's like, you know, the second highest game in the last 12 months or whatever, it's still pretty goddamn good.
It looks good. You know, I've watched like game clips.
Yeah, I've seen a little bit of gameplay of it, and like, yeah, the world looks cool. I just look and I'm like, yeah, I don't want to play it because it just it looks more difficult than something.
Right.
And plus, like, apparently if you beat it, like, it's insanely long.
Yeah.
Like, people are putting like 100 hours into it or more, you know, things like that.
Yeah. There's only one setting for it, so you can't like adjust it to make it anything like easier.
The other thing that I heard that sounds annoying to me, it might not be a big deal depending, but like apparently you can play it like co-op with a friend if you want to. But if you're just playing single player, apparently like you can't pause the game. And I'm like, that seems annoying as fuck. Like, I imagine there's like places you can get to.
You just hide in a cave and be like, time to go take my pee.
But the fact that like, the fact that you like, I want to take a piss, but I leave it here, I might come back, I might be dead because I can't pause. You know, that would annoy the shit out of me personally. So yeah, finished Crash 4, and then I just watched a couple things. I watched on HBO. There's this Ryan Reynolds movie called Free Guy, which is like, I'll say this, like, if you're just looking for a breezy, like turn off your brain action movie, you can do a lot worse than this movie. Like it's fine. It's not by no means is it essential viewing. Like the reason I even tried it is because I heard when it came out, like I think it actually got pretty good reviews. I didn't look up the Rotten Tomatoes or anything, but I think it actually got pretty decent reviews. And like it's fine, but again, not essential. And also probably not essential. I watched a little more of that Pennyworth show about Alfred's younger days. And like I finished season 1 and like again, like so far it's not like a terrible show. Although there are a few weird things in it. But like was this show necessary? Probably not. Now, I say that, but I might totally contradict myself because one thing I found out in this show that I did not know previously is did you guys know that Alfred once snogged the Queen of England?
Oh, God.
That is true. And I didn't know that. So, that's something.
It's gross.
Well, this is back in the day, so when she was young and hot.
Yeah, but now that I know what she looks like now, it's just...
Yeah, I actually, on Twitter, like, there was a picture of her, because she... she's old and she kind of has like a pretty big like hunchback, and like Patton Oswalt's brother was like, "Is the Queen out of Pez or whatever?" The way she was all contorted. It was like, and then I copied and pasted to some Warner Brothers movie news that'll affect our reviewing schedule. They moved back some of their superhero stuff, so I know this will sadden you guys. Aquaman 2 has been delayed. It went from December of 2022 now into March 17th of 2023. Black Adam's been delayed from July of 2022 to October of 2022. The Flash has been delayed from November of 2022 all the way to June 23rd, 2023, which that movie has been delayed so many times. Like, you should go back and look at the history of that movie. It's so crazy. Oh, this one will sadden you guys too. The DC League of Super Pets has been pushed from May of 2022 to July 29th, 2022. So just a few months, but...
I mean, what are they going to do in a few months? Is it just like editing issues that they're working on, or
speculation from a podcast I listen to thinks it has something to do with the fact that they're merging with Discovery and like they're getting a new like CEO and all that. And so they think it has something to do with that, but that's just kind of speculation. Nobody really knows. Wonka, the Charlie and the Chocolate Factory prequel starring Timothy Chalamet has been pushed from March of 2023 to December 15th of 2023. Oh, man, we're going to have to wait so long for that.
It's like How to Make Millions on LSD.
Now... Oddly enough, they did move one movie up. Shazam! Fury of the Gods has been moved from December 16th, or has been moved to December 16th, 2022, instead of mid 2023 when it was going to come out. And then this one won't affect us, but it'll affect your youngest son who likes his shark movies. The Meg 2 will premiere on August 4th, 2023, with Jason Statham returning.
He wanted to watch the Meg, yeah, and it wasn't like on streaming. You had to buy it or something. I was like, I'm not buying that piece of shit. But like,
sure
he ended up like picking some shitty like shark movie on Amazon. Yeah, on Amazon Prime, I think. I was like, yeah, fuck it. You like Jaws? I guess you can watch this. And then I was like 10 minutes in, and some chick was breaking her tits out. And I was like, nope, you can't watch this. Nope, sorry. That was stupid of me. Should have thought of that.
Doesn't Jaws have like a really brief like topless scene?
I don't know. Is like the girl in the opening, like, is she skinny dipping? I don't remember it showing.
I only saw Jaws once, but I want to say there was like a beach scene or something where a woman was topless, like very briefly. I might be wrong.
I'm not sure. I mean, there were a lot of Jaws, so I don't know. I don't remember seeing them, but maybe.
Gonna need a bigger bra.
We just downloaded Jaws 1 and 2, so...
Oh, I saw that on the Amazon
he's
purchase.
going through it, yeah.
Yeah, he loves Jaws. I don't know.
Man, yeah, some people, man, they just love those shark movies. I never gave a shit about them. But
Yeah.
some people love them. Well, that was all the news or entertainment news I had. Do you guys have anything else you want to talk about before we get into the heat of the meat?
You can get to the heat. I'll set this one out.
All right. So for anyone who hasn't watched or listened, we're going to go around the table. Everyone's going to bring a news story to the table, and we'll see if we can't make something funny and or entertaining out of it. And as tradition dictates, AJ, we usually start with you. So what do you got for us?
All right, company wants to pay you £5,000 to sniff your dog's poo for 8 weeks. The job role will require the owner to record their dog's experience with their transition from their usual diet to a plant-based diet by noting the color and consistency of each stool their dog produces.
We got to get a dog.
I know, right? 5,000? Jeez. A plant-based dog food company is looking to pay a dog owner £5,000 to sniff their dog's poo over an 8-week period.
Get paid to do what you love.
Omni, the dog food brand, wants this successful candidate to record their experience of I wouldn't say successful, but of moving their dog to a veterinary formulated plant-based diet, which involves them smelling their dog's poo daily, a possible indicator of digestive health. As well as monitoring stools, the candidate will also be required to monitor their dog's health, energy levels, and behavior. The brand states that it hopes the successful candidate can start as soon as possible on a salary of $2,500 per month for the 2-month role with the unusual poo sniffing duty. The successful candidate will be paid £2,500 per month for it just repeats that, as well as the free 2-month supply of plant-based food and the support from a dog nutritionist. The successful candidate will have the option to get discounted products for a year if they want their dog to remain on the diet following completion of the role. Shiv Sivakumar, dog lover and co-founder of Omni, said, "We've had a lot of feedback from dog owners who report that their dog's digestion, energy levels, and general health are all improved once switching to a flexitarian or plant-based diet. Not only that, we are getting feedback that their dog's stools have improved in terms of color, consistency, and smell. So what better way to demonstrate this than being willing to pay a dog owner to sniff their dog's poop once they've switched to our brand of dog food? We know that it's quite a peculiar vacancy, but we know that this is the way for us to put our money where our mouth is and show our dog owners that plant-based dog food can improve their dog's stool, general health, and digestive health. The proof is in the poop, and if you consider yourself to be the Gillian McKeith of the dog world, then apply now." What?
Who is that?
I don't know. Gillian McKeith. The novel plant-based job vacancy for the candidate and their four-legged friend comes from Omni's vision of helping dogs live healthy lives while lowering the carbon footprint on the planet by introducing meat-free or flexitarian diets. £2,500 a month. I mean, that's got to be like, what, $4,000 more or less? Yeah, I'd do that.
Yeah,
I mean, you go out to the dog park, putting on your little glove, scooping up the shit, and then being like...
I mean, you're already doing that basically anyway. Like when you pick it up with the bag, it smells. You can't help it.
So you just need your notebook.
Yeah.
Notepad. And
don't a lot of people say that like when they switch to a plant-based diet, like their farts get like really, really bad?
I bet. I can see that.
Well, I know some of them are definitely like, they make you gassy, like the cauliflower and broccoli and stuff. But also, I guess they have a lot of sulfur, so yeah, you probably are. Volume and stench. I don't know.
I bet there's some weirdos out there that just love the smell of dog shit, and they're like, "Oh, I can do this and make $5,000? Hell yeah!"
There's something particularly bad about dog shit. I don't know what
it is. Really bad.
I don't know. It's
dog
still
farts.
better than human shit, I feel like.
Better than human shit?
Yeah, I feel like dog shit I could stand more than human shit.
Like human fart versus dog fart.
Yeah, I feel like, well, it depends on what the human fart's like. Everybody's got different farts. Some people's farts don't stink at all.
That's true. But dog farts are always like the worst.
Yeah, I think dog shit's worse than human shit.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know. Humans, we eat like this terrible diet, and it just comes out so bad.
Dude, dogs are eating all sorts of crazy shit.
Well,
Besides, they eat dog food that we feed them, which is terrible to begin with.
Well, it's healthier though, right? It's like
Part of me wonders if dogs should be fed dog food or not.
They probably hate it.
Like, you don't even know what the fuck's in there.
It's always their last resort. They'll eat everything else first.
yeah, that's what Pepsi's like anyway. Like that's the dog that we used to have that now like their family has. And yeah, she would only eat human food. And I'm from what I hear, she loves sauerkraut.
That's what my dad says.
Yeah, she'll eat like people food sometimes and then just treats.
Yeah.
And the dog food will just sit there. Unless another dog visits. Then she will eat it.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
I'm gonna
she
eat
doesn't
this.
really-
You're not going to get this.
Yeah, yeah. She doesn't like dog food. She's very picky. The thing is, like, frustrating about her is like sometimes you'll feed her like people food, and then like the next day you'll try to feed her the same thing, and she won't eat it.
yeah.
And I'm like, what the fuck? Be consistent.
And it'll be good people food like
Yeah,
eggs and
yeah.
stuff.
Stuff you'd think she would eat again, but
Yeah.
What would piss me off with her is she'd sit there and beg and beg and beg, and you'd be like, no, no, no. Beg, beg, beg. You finally give her something. Like, she'd lick it and be like, nah, thanks.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, you fucking asshole.
exactly.
Yeah, you gotta really think twice about giving her food because she just might not eat it at all, so it might be wasted on her.
But yeah, she wouldn't like sniff it and leave it for you. She'd touch it. Yeah, you ruined it.
Do we dare venture into Manifesto round one?
Oh, New York City suspect who hit Asian man with a hammer, 47 prior arrests, threatens killing spree when she is released.
I didn't believe her when she says that.
Right. So this is actually Christian Jeffers, so it's a trans woman. But yeah, apparently just was like being crazy and going off on people on like the subway, and then just like she turned on this guy and accused her of like bumping into her, or like not watching where he was going or something, and just hits him with a hammer. But yeah, 47 arrests, and let's go through this list of things.
Wait, how do you get arrested that many times and it doesn't
Right,
stick?
and you're on the
Yeah.
streets. But well, they weren't all hammer assaults, but
Hammer time.
yeah. Oh, so in June she completed a 6-year prison sentence for robbery.
Oh well, that was an extensive sentence, I guess.
Right, so that's pretty big. Dang it, I thought I had this. Where was it? I had the rap sheet on here somewhere, but it was like prostitution, breaking and entering,
Man,
just a little bit of everything.
how do you get 46, 47 crimes in your life?
It does
Yeah.
seem like a heavy amount.
Oh yeah, drug possession, larceny, prostitution, public lewdness, theft of service.
Not good at crime.
Yeah.
Getting caught for theft of service is that's a good one, right?
Is it like a dine and dash kind of situation?
Possibly. You can technically have it if you like throw your trash in somebody else's trash can they're paying for.
Oh, wow.
That'd be a horrible thing to get arrested for.
What are you in for?
The old...
Theft of service.
I was chronically using my neighbor's garbage. They don't even fill it up all the way. I don't know what their fucking problem was. Let me ask this. Like, what's this? Is this because of the media, or is there like an actual thing in society where like black people don't like Asian people?
I don't know.
Because it's kind of like trending in the media, or is it just like they highlight these crimes for fun?
I can't tell. On TikTok, I see a disproportionate amount of this. I don't know like why that is, but I definitely do see a disproportionate amount of black people committing.
Like, I wouldn't even understand where it comes from.
Yeah, I don't know where that would come from either. I mean, I did hear somebody explain it one time, like that it might come from like one minority kind of being put on a pedestal compared to another one. So like
They don't want to be the lesser minority.
yeah, so they're like, they're like, hey, we've been here this long and we've been treated this way, and these guys just got here and they're getting like, this and that, like just beneficial treatment.
I mean, Asians don't have the best treatment in history.
Not the best, but I mean, like, for them, like compared to them, they feel like it is though.
Well, also like the Chinese are racist against black people. So where does that come from?
No.
Yeah, that.
Well, maybe the Chinese come over here and then I don't know.
They drink the Kool-Aid when it comes to like stereotypes about black people. Like, you know, they live here and they hear everything that's said about black people and they believe it too, you know, just like Republicans and everything.
So maybe there's like racism and it's just like they just started getting animosity towards each other.
Yeah.
I remember hearing like the most I don't remember which one it was. I read this article about like the most unpopular like porn like pairings, and it was like I want to say it was like a black man and an Asian woman. It might have been an Asian man and a black woman. It was one of those combos though, where they're like, this is the most like unpopular like interracial porn or something. Yeah. I don't know what the reasoning was.
Unless it's like Asian porn, you don't really see like Asian like porn stars though. Not male. Yeah.
I mean, you probably do like in Asia. There's probably like popular ones or something. They got their own like Ron Jeremy and stuff.
But you would think even in America there'd be like one famous Asian male porn star.
Yeah, maybe not famous. I haven't seen.
Well, I don't think there's like that many like male porn stars in general, because it's like 12 guys with like 14-inch dicks, and they just do like all the work.
I mean, the women are definitely the star of the show.
Yeah,
right. But there's not that many men.
The men are overworked, underpaid.
Well, that's a good transition into my first story, because I found that there's a company that offers one of the best perks I've ever heard about. You know, forget about, you know, all these companies fighting for like, you know, better pay, better hours, better work conditions. But this one, company offers employees masturbation breaks with wank pods and VR.
This just shows how far companies will go not to pay you.
Now, how would you like to go in a wank pod? Oh, not very much. But I'd be like, I'll just use the bathroom. But okay, there's a little bit to unravel here. It's like, I understand a coffee break because you get rested, you come back, you got a little caffeine in your system, you're more efficient. I mean, it'd be like, oh, time for my wank break, and you come back and you're like,
but you're less stressed.
I'm not going to get anything done for the rest of the day, guys.
I'll take a nap.
Well, let's see what the reasoning here is. An open-minded company is offering its employees the opportunity to masturbate during work hours, and they've even ordered custom-built wank pods to help them out. The unusual work perk has been introduced by Strip Chat, an adult website and social network with 200 employees. Located within the brand's Cyprus office, the 4 high-tech pods will be kitted out with masturbatory accessories for the ultimate VR experience, complete with an Oculus Quest VR headset and 4K LED screen to watch the X-rated films. After their construction is complete, the custom pods will appear as large black spheres with a chair inside for the user to sit back and relax in. In addition, the pods will house lotion, lube, and, of course, tissues. Lucky employees will get to enjoy a 30-minute break to masturbate during work hours. As the company said, it aims to provide current and attract new employees with a safe, comfortable space to rub one out. StripChat is also offering other companies the opportunity to lease out its pods for up to $50,000 for 6 months, including adding a VIP subscription to its platform. Fancy giving employees a new way to release tension. Evidently ahead of the curve, last year the boss of an adult entertainment company offered her employees half-hour daily masturbation breaks after finding they had become agitated during lockdown. Erica Lust, boss of Erica Lust Films, hoped to normalize masturbation by allowing her 36 members of staff a half-hour masturbation break every day. She even set up a private masturbation station at the office. Erica said, I value...
Doubt it's private, dude.
Erica said, I
just come out and there's like a line of people.
Who was it this time?
I'm next. Erica said, I value my employees, and I know that when they feel good, we do good work. With the pandemic and the huge shift in how we live our lives, I began to notice that my employees had become somewhat agitated and were performing with less energy than before. So knowing that there's only one thing that will make everyone feel good, I've set up a private masturbation station for them to enjoy. and her employees were reportedly happy with the new rules, with one claiming it helped to relieve stress. Kat, who is head of communications and content at the company, said, "Picture this, a team of happy employees with their creative juices flowing
Oh, my God.
and being very productive because they had some time scheduled to make themselves feel good. A masturbation break at work can result in more focus from your employees, less aggression, more productivity, and better teamwork." I think this is a winner of an idea.
Yeah,
I think Amazon's going to start adopting this.
Especially leasing out those used masturbation pods. Like, that's just a jackpot.
I hope they're self-cleaning. I mean,
Yeah.
how do I don't get what.
I'm just imagining like all the walls just like running with cum. Ugh.
And this other company with their quote unquote masturbation station, they didn't say what theirs was. I feel like it's just like a stall with like like porn on the wall or something, a hole drill, a glory hole or something.
Yeah, this just I feel embarrassed and disgusted. The thing is, like, there's probably like some poor son of a bitch who can't get like away from people, so he's like in there eating his lunch. It's like, this is the only time I get to myself.
Just dicks getting whipped out.
And also, these people are like, you know what helps me masturbate? When everybody knows I'm doing it.
Yeah. I mean, I'd be embarrassed to work for that company if that's like their big selling point. Like, hey, this company lets their employees jerk off. You tell people that, you work there, and they're going to be like, oh, you jerk off at work, huh?
Yeah, how would you cope with that if you didn't know and they just broke that out in the interview? And one of the perks of working here.
Oh, that's great to know.
And also, like, if you were jerking off with a VR unit on your head, would you feel like somebody was watching you? Or that's probably what they're doing. They're probably taping all these people and then selling their masturbation tapes to get more money on the side.
I mean, so we're counting on every person who masturbates to like clean their hands before they touch their VR unit and take everything off.
Everybody in the company gets pink eye. Guy, you walk in, the guys have a VR and like a controller in each hand, and these
they'll have like herpes breakouts at the same time in the company.
probably. We don't got COVID, but we got everything else. But yeah, I read that and I'm like, wow, this.
Like, I can't find a space where I think this is a good idea.
No, that sounds like sexual harassment just waiting to happen, right?
I don't know.
Like, hey, you heading to that masturbation pod? Need
Well,
some
if
company?
all these guys are masturbating, maybe they will sexually harass less because they're like, oh, I don't need it now.
That's true, yeah. I masturbated this morning. I got nothing.
You guys like, I'm busy. I got to combine my lunch and masturbation.
Gotta eat and jerk off at the same time.
They're like, you can do one or the other. But oh man, I think people are going to start creating unions just to get this benefit. We demand these pods.
$50,000 for 6 months as well.
Yeah, what are these pods, man?
I know. Are they doing half the work for you?
Maybe
Yeah, it's confusing. Like,
just spherical vacuum.
you think you're going to get $50,000 worth of productivity out of this thing?
Maybe, maybe they're also like selling all the sperm to a sperm bank.
Oh, yeah. They could be doing some sort of DNA research and stuff with that shit. Maybe like, what do you call that? Stem cells stuff. Well, that's like if you have like a pregnant, right, like a fetus or something.
Oh, I don't know where your space is at.
Also, they didn't give like the breakdown of like men and women at this company. Like, I wonder if the women are using these stations.
It's hard to imagine that.
It is, but I like to think. All right, let's move on. AJ, what do you got for story number 2?
All right, destination wedding. Couple in India marries as avatars in the metaverse. Oh boy. Indian couple gets married as avatars. A couple in India didn't have to worry about lockdowns or capacity limits or social distancing because they opted for a digital wedding. Dinesh Sivakumar Padmavati, 25, and Janaganandini.
Wait, this is supposed to be your area of expertise.
It's like a big continent, really. Very different, vast country. Ramaswamy were married virtually as avatars. Padmavati told Jam Press he saw a YouTube clip about the metaverse and thought it would be really the ideal setting for his and Ramaswamy's nuptials and the perfect gift for his bride to be. I've been into crypto and blockchain technology, and since blockchain is the basic technology of the metaverse, when my wedding was fixed, I thought of having a reception in the metaverse, he explained. He pitched the idea to his fiancée, adding that it would be an emotional moment for both of their families, and she was game. The metaverse marriage allowed for Padmavati's late father, who passed away in 2021, to be incorporated into their big day. The couple even created a special avatar of him to greet guests. Due to the virtual nature, the wedding set in Tamil Nadu, India, allowed more than 30,000 guests from all over the world to join in on their celebration. They were able to choose a generic avatar, add their names, and navigate the event using their devices, and were able to shake hands and interact with others at the February 6th reception. The wedding is believed to be India's first marriage in the metaverse, and served as part of a project conducted at the Indian Institute of Technology in Madras in Chennai. It's indeed a special feeling for us, said Padmavati. It's unique and we're delighted to go ahead. All right, this story put it in like a positive light, but I'd like to put it in more of a negative light.
Also, the plot to Avatar 2 sounds shitty.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's nice that they were able to incorporate her like dead father, and people were able to travel from all over, but this just seems like some metaverse company making an advertisement for the metaverse and how great it is.
Part of me is just thinking, like, I really hate weddings, but now I have no excuse to not be there.
But I mean, at the same
it's easy
time,
to leave,
Yeah,
too.
now you're in your house, just going to the wedding.
You just have it like you randomly move the guy around once in a while.
Yeah, he's like, "Hey, I'm here," and you're really at home getting shit faced, pretending to get shit faced at the wedding.
And then you switch it to porn, and you're like, back to work.
Yep.
It'd be hard not to like just be a troll.
Oh, I'm sure.
Just
yeah.
troll their wedding.
Well, I mean, these are people that they knew. I guess somebody could
Even then,
Yeah, that's true.
I try to make an avatar that looked like my fat cousin or something.
You're just teabagging everybody.
Oh my God, you're like hitting on everybody in the family, getting dirt.
I don't know. I feel like I would hate the metaverse.
Yeah, I'm so against it. Like, I just don't trust.
Maybe they'll find a way to make it fun. It doesn't sound fun.
It just seems like a waste of money.
Can you imagine like how many like you're gonna start seeing weddings of like people in like different countries and shit, and then like 10 years later they're gonna be like, "You catfished me."
Yeah, I don't know.
You had my virtual baby.
There's even like, I don't know if this is like serious, but it's like cases of sexual assault in the metaverse.
Some woman said like somebody like touched her boobs or something.
Yeah, she said she was essayed in the metaverse, but I mean,
Which if you can't do that, why are you even playing?
My virtual ass.
stop staring at my virtual tits. my virtual eyes are up here.
I don't know, man. Maybe we should get it on the ground floor and make like a metaverse like dating, the first metaverse dating app.
A metaverse for horrible humans. Run around, hit people in the head with a hammer.
They can't hurt anybody in the metaverse.
Get out your racial tensions in the metaverse.
It can only lead to good, I say. I want to fast forward to the Matrix, though. All right, should we venture into Manifesto Round 2?
So not like a Kardashian man myself, but This is just a kind of like a strange side note. So, like Kanye and Kim broke up, and then he starts dating a Kim Kardashian lookalike.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Now, this is strange behavior. I mean, he's known for having weird behavior, but I don't know.
I haven't been following this, but like, isn't there another thing where like she started dating that Pete Davidson guy, and now like Kanye and him are like have some weird feud going on?
Yeah,
yeah.
didn't he released, was it a music video or something where he like says how he's gonna kill him or something random?
Yeah, something about Pete Davidson in there. Yeah, he's also dating Julia Fox, I think, the porn star.
I'm not familiar with her work, but I'll have to look it up.
Somebody asked her like if she knows anything about being like a muse for Kanye, and she's like, I was a muse for Josh Safferty when he made Uncut Gems. So I guess she was an influence on that movie.
Okay.
Was she the uncut gem?
But yeah, look into Julia Fox.
Julia Fox. She's the Kim Kardashian lookalike?
No,
or-
that's
oh,
actually
a
that's
different
a
one?
girl he met right before. I think right before Julia Fox.
Cheney Jones is her name.
Yeah, and she looks just like Kim Kardashian. Yeah.
Hasn't Pete Davidson dated like a bunch of like famous women?
Yeah, I think he dated Kate Beckinsale too.
Oh yeah, I think I heard that. And like
And then,
Ariana Grande.
Kim Kardashian. I'm not sure, but I think there's more to that list.
Yeah, I don't know the full list.
I mean, he's not like a shitty looking guy, but he's not like a model, or he's not Brad Pitt or anything.
But he's like, first of all, he's got a big dick from what the rumor is. So
Okay, that
helps.
sells it.
So 90%
it's all coming
of
together.
Yeah.
Crack the case.
And I think he's also kind of like a mess, and girls kind of like that, you know?
I don't know. I'm a mess. It's not helping me. Anything else on that controversy?
No, just weird. It's like, I don't know.
Didn't he buy the house from across the street from her?
Maybe.
And he's been like spying on her and stuff. Man, it's
I
weird.
smell a new reality show.
Yeah. Oh, did you hear about what Kim said recently? She told business women to get off their asses and start.
Oh yeah,
Start
I did see
working.
someone tweet about that, and they're like, eye roll. You know?
Yeah.
It was so weird. It's like this is a.
Like, get out there and dig a trench, bitch.
It's like she's talking
Have
to.
a famous rapper get in your trench.
Yeah,
Videotape.
exactly. How hard did she work exactly? From what I remember, she was just laying there. But yeah, I mean, this is a conversation about business women. These are people who are already working. Like, they're not. This isn't a conversation about potheads and what they should be doing. Like, this was like, hey, what advice do you have for business women? Get off your asses and get to work. I don't think that you don't call them business women if they're not doing anything. Like, I think they're trying to do something with business, particularly. But yeah, I don't know. It just seemed like weird to call people out like that.
Isn't she supposedly like studying to be a lawyer or something?
Oh yeah, she was trying to take some sort of test. I don't think anything happened out of that. I don't think it came to anything.
Didn't pass the bar with stunning colors.
Well, I didn't know it, but apparently, like, you don't have to like take college or anything. You just have to pass the bar. So, like, apparently, she was like learning from some like an apprenticeship type of thing, like learning from some lawyer she knew or something, and was going to try to pass the bar. But I don't know.
I mean, if she can't pass the bar, then she is an idiot because like she has all the resources and tools to be able to do that. Like if I had somebody who could one-on-one tutor me on how to pass the bar exam, then I should be able to do it. You know?
Probably just have to immerse yourself. It seems like it's got to be kind of on the tedious side.
Yeah.
But can you imagine just becoming like a lawyer, like out of self-study? Oh man, I'd just go in there. I'd be like such a cunt. Because that's my perception of like what it takes to be a good lawyer.
He couldn't get one client because he was such a cunt.
He couldn't win one case because everybody hated him.
Well, that's the thing. You're like, well, he's a cunt. That's why he's my lawyer. Have you seen him in court? Wow, that guy.
You're like reverse House. You're like, you got the asshole attitude, but you suck at everything.
It's funny.
Those do make for good like characters, like the ones that are extremely confident but just terrible at what they do. Well, if you have to die, I think I found the way to go. Last summer's heat wave made Canadian male bees ejaculate to death. The Earth getting...
How hot does it have to be?
Yeah, this article will tell you. The Earth getting gradually warmer has many strange and often harmful effects on plants and wildlife. But here's one phenomenon that nobody saw coming. They don't actually spell that out. It seems last summer's heat wave in British Columbia, Canada, got the local bees a bit too hot and bothered. In the summer heat, death literally came for male honeybees. We're saying that they ejaculated themselves to death. Beekeepers in British Columbia found potentially hundreds of drones, male non-stinging bees, dead around their yards and farms. Each of the small insect corpses had experienced the same gruesome death. Their genitals had exploded out of their bodies. It turns out that excessive heat can make drones spontaneously and fatally ejaculate. And that's just what the heat wave brought to Western Canada last year. Now, with such heat waves looking extremely likely, Canadian beekeeping could be in jeopardy.
My bees.
If there's any silver lining to all of this, at least the drones probably died very happy.
I doubt it.
Yeah.
They probably didn't even know it. Bee man parts out. What? Emily Huckster is a beekeeper from Armstrong in south central British Columbia.
Huckster?
Yeah. She told Castanet that when the temperature started soaring in June of 2021, she became concerned for the well-being of her bees. The buzzing honey makers can't sweat, so they rely on external measures to regulate their body temperatures. To this end, she set up a burlap sack covered kiddie pools around her farm. She noticed that drones started flocking to the pools. That makes sense, unlike female worker bees who fly around and can at least cool off in the breeze. The males sit around the hot nest. But one morning when she came out to check on her bees, she found a scene resembling the aftermath of a massacre. Dozens, if not hundreds, of dead drones littered her yard, and they all had one thing in common. It was unbelievable. They have got all their man parts out, she said, recalling the devastation. What, you get like a magnifying glass?
I know.
Huckster wanted to see if these were all her drones. She began checking her 300 starter hives used to rear bee queens. And sure enough, about 70% of the drones were dead and gone. That was no small loss for her business, since each hive is worth hundreds of dollars. We had incredible losses. It was really scary, Huckster said. Fatal temperature, but after she got over the initial shock, another thought crept into Huckster's mind. Why on earth were most of the drones busting fatal nuts all at the same time? We want to believe that her first action was to check if there was a particularly luscious bee queen buzzing about. After she didn't find one, she decided to contact a bee expert. Huckster got in touch with Alison McAfee, a researcher at the University of British Columbia, who had studied bees and their responses to heat. McAfee had some distressing news for Huckster. Apparently, at about 104 degrees Fahrenheit, heat begins to hinder bees' ability to reproduce. But when the ambient temperature passes 107 degrees, it has the opposite of drones. Namely, they run the risk of randomly splooging their guts out. Huckster started putting two and two together. In the summer of 2021, the mercury reached 120 degrees in many parts of the Canadian province. That's way past the fatal ejaculation temperature for drones. Deadly organisms aren't anything common for bees, mind you. In fact, the life of every male bee that gets to mate ends up with an explosive orgasm. But the problem for Huckster was that her drones were blowing their loads before they ever got to a queen. You can no doubt understand why that would be bad for her business. To try and combat the dangerous temperatures, Huckster and other Canadian beekeepers have started to try different methods to cool their hives down. These include installing 2-inch thick polystyrene insulation panels on hive ceilings and providing a steady drip of sugar syrup. These methods have had varying results. The insulation panels seem more effective, as experiments run by Huxton and McAfee showed that they reduced hive temperatures by roughly 7 degrees. However, that may not be enough to protect the bees from the kinds of extreme temperatures we saw last summer. If the heat rises to 120, even that 7-degree drop won't save the drones. And there's the issue. According to researchers, current climate trends make that kind of heat 150 times more likely than in the past. Canadian beekeepers may have to start investigating the air-conditioned hives. That is, if they want to stop their drones from nutting to death.
I mean, part of me is curious about that nut. Maybe if I could experience just a tenth of it, you know?
There's bee cum all over. They had to have ejaculated to death.
How do you think they make Honey Nut Cheerios?
That poor bee, he's smiling on the box.
1 gram of sugar and how many dead bee orgasms?
He's like the Uncle Tom.
Yeah. Come on, guys.
I mean, it's weird though, because apparently even when they mate correctly, like, it kills them.
Yeah.
But, like, it's weird that the high temperatures would just make them, like, spontaneously do it.
Oh, did it say it got to over 107 in Canada? British Columbia?
Yeah, I think so. I think it was even hotter than... Well, remember, we had that day last summer here where it got to 117.
Yeah.
It got fucking
Yeah.
hot as shit. Oh, yeah, they said it reached 120 degrees in that Canadian province.
I mean, look, I don't know a lot about global warming, but so like if it's getting hot in this area, then it must be getting really hot towards the equator, right?
You would think so, but also there's like parts of the earth that have less ozone layer protection as well. So I think that creates differences as well.
Okay. All right, then, yeah. I don't know.
But I mean, you would think that naturally.
Yeah, I would think like there'd be less livable land, right? Like you'd have to move north to find like livable area if it's so hot.
I mean, I think the further you get from
More south.
Yeah, the further you get from the equator, I would say you're going to get more regular cooler temperatures. But I don't know like the weird conditions that causes these like heat spikes in certain areas, you know.
Yeah.
Because Portland's not a place that typically gets insane heat, but last summer it certainly did.
Yeah, but I mean, in Texas the last few years it's been getting cold in the winter, so I don't know what the summers have been like. They might be really hot still, but when I lived there, they were unbearable. You know, so I mean, like if it's getting hotter there, then I don't know how people are gonna make do there. Like it's bad.
I mean, it really is going to get to the point where, like, if you live in those places, like, having working air conditioning is not just, like, a luxury. It's needed for survival.
Oh, yeah. Already is. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't have air conditioning here, and I got to tell you, that day it got up to 117. Fuck, that was miserable.
Yeah, yeah.
That was insane. We even went to like the mall for a little bit just to get some like air conditioning there, and even there it was still hot. Like better than here, but fuck.
Our last
terrible.
place didn't have central air, so now the place that we live in now does have central air. But back then we had to like, keep the windows open and turn the fans, you know. And luckily the place that we were in was kind of cooler, just naturally. But yeah, when it got to like over 100 on those days, it was tough.
Yeah. I mean, that's one thing, like where we're from in Montana, like, you know, obviously every place is going to have a working heater because you need that. But like the summers get fucking hot there too. And a lot of places like where we live didn't have central air. And you just roasted to fucking death in the summertime. It sucked.
Yeah. It's tough.
Well, AJ, you got another story for us?
Yeah, let's see what we got here. What do I want to talk about now? All right, let's go with this. Pakistani officials are hunting a sorcerer who, that's quote, sorcerer, who apparently hammered a nail in the head of a pregnant woman, narrowly missing her brain. The faith healer's bizarre actions appear to have been part of an effort to guarantee the mother had a baby boy. The doctor made the remarkable claim on Wednesday as an image emerged of an X-ray showing a nail sticking out of the woman's forehead. Faith healers whose questionable practices are rooted in mystic Sufi lore are common across Pakistan, despite the disapproval of many, including some schools of Islam. In South Asia, a son is widely believed to offer better financial security to parents than daughters. The woman arrived at a hospital in northwestern city of Peshawar after trying to extract the nail herself with pliers, said Dr. Haider Khan. She was fully conscious, but was in immense pain. Dr. Khan, who removed the object, explained. The nail missed the woman's brain. The mother of 3 said she was pregnant with another girl, the doctor added. An X-ray showed the 5-centimeter or 2-inch nail had pierced the top of the woman's forehead, but did not hit her brain. Dr. Khan said a hammer or another heavy object had been used to knock it in. The woman had initially told hospital staff that she had hammered the nail into her head herself on the faith healer's advice, but later said he had performed the act. Peshawar police are trying to track down the victim in an attempt to find the healer. City Police Chief Abbas Hassan said, "We have collected CCTV footage from the hospital and hope to reach the woman soon. We will lay our hands on the sorcerer." Yeah, it's terrible, but trying to catch a sorcerer is kind of funny.
You gotta have faith. I mean, God, how stupid can you be?
Part of me is like, these are the people who have a lot of kids.
Yeah.
All the time. Yeah, the stupidest people have to have a million fucking kids.
That's
They're like,
true.
Also, this guy, like, what kind of confidence must you project to get someone to be like, go ahead and nail that nail into my head?
I'm amazed by
it's the confident guy that's bad at his job.
That's it. Yeah.
like you would think that
Are you the doctor here? Are you the wizard?
I would think that this guy who nailed this woman's head would live a life of being in a negative feedback loop, right? If he's always doing stupid stuff. And he would lose the confidence to do stupid stuff, right?
If he didn't have enough like stupid people like buying into it.
I mean, are there that many stupid people that they...
Like, where do you... I don't know. There's a lot of questions. A lot of painful...
I mean, the first thing it comes down to is just lack of education.
Yeah.
You know, so like common sense things that, you know, that's lost on some people because they just don't know the basics. And then secondly, this guy must have been persuasive.
Maybe this woman has a dumb friend with like a huge scar on her head, and she's like, "How'd you get that?" Well, I'll tell you, but the important thing to note is that I have my son over here.
Yeah. Notice how I got nothing but boys? Oh, yeah, that's terrible. I mean, this is just, this is how you get people to sign up for like, you know, dangerous stuff or dangerous work, you know. You're like, hey, we're going to pay you lots of money. Come to this country and work. And then you take their passports and they're stupid.
Can you imagine having enough faith in somebody to be like, oh, yeah, I'll let you pound a nail into my skull?
Yeah. Yeah, no.
This can't end poorly.
But people do that. Like they put all their faith in one person because they don't want to, like, you know, deal with it themselves, or maybe they don't want to deal with the reality of not having that thing that they really want. I don't know.
Oh, I don't know.
Well, it looks like we got time enough for one more story. Do you got a good one for us to go out on there, Mr. Manifesto?
All right. Let's end with this. Wisconsin woman put dismembered victim's head in bucket after meth-fueled sex acts.
I think I maybe heard something about this.
So yeah, apparently this chick and this dude, they smoked up a bunch of meth and like they're having sex, but they both had like choking collars and stuff. And so at some point like she choked him to death and then like decided to dismember him, which she said she tested a bunch of knives and the best one was the bread knife. So if you ever kill anybody, the bread knife. But yeah, she dismembers this guy. She puts his head in a bucket. She like puts his like different arms and pieces like different places all throughout this house. And then later is like a house member found the head in the bucket. And I was like, wait, other people live in this house? And I was like, and she's like, oh, they'll never find all the organs. And there's like a bunch of stuff in the basement. I was like, what the fuck?
Meth heads are like having a pet lion. You never know when's going to turn on you and just devour you.
It's just like, yeah, what the fuck is going on?
Now, I did hear this story, but the version I heard put another twist on it that's not mentioned in your article, which maybe it's just bullshit, but I remember, because I think I heard somebody say it on another podcast talk about this story. They said she like cut off his penis, like, I don't know if she put it in his mouth or something. She called him a dickhead.
Oh.
And she put the penis like on his head or something. Maybe that part's bullshit. Because you didn't.
It's possible.
Sounds like a comment.
Maybe that's what it was. But no, whoever related on like this podcast I was listening to said it was like legit. But
That's a long way to go for that joke, though.
she's like, it was worth it though.
She cut off all his limbs.
She really committed.
I know. Just to call him a dickhead.
You ever think that, like, if you're on your deathbed, maybe just meth?
Not meth. I tried
Go out on
cocaine.
meth.
Cocaine's supposed to be the happy drug.
Yeah. But, I mean, meth is a super happy drug.
Is it? Oh.
Yeah, you feel like invincible.
Yeah, I don't. Something about meth just isn't appealing. Just the way people look when they're on it.
I've heard like some people say that like if they could guarantee they wouldn't die and wouldn't become addicted, they would try heroin because they figure it's got to be just like an incredible high.
Well, don't you just, like, lay around? Like, you take, it just knocks you out, right?
I mean, it must make you feel good.
Well, I mean, you're on your deathbed. You probably can try some different stuff. Get some hardcore experimentation in before the end.
Well, you probably are doing like morphine, right? Like,
Yeah, morphine is a derivative, yeah.
Like, is what's the better high? Do we know? Heroin compared to opioids compared to
Well,
like,
considering as addictive it is, I think meth has got to be...
meth.
Because people take, like, meth one time they're addicted.
Okay, it's not like a price thing, is it? Like meth is more affordable, so more people can get it.
I think it's fairly affordable. Most of those drugs that are on the street are, I think, fairly affordable.
Okay.
Meth though, like people who get hooked on it look so shitty that I would think that would drive people away.
Well, it seems like people, like, they'll look normal for a couple years, and then it starts, like, really racking up on them.
Really getting the meth mouth and like the
And the sores.
scabs. Ugh.
I've seen people on the streets with, like, those scabby faces, and I'm like, oh, that's not good.
Oh.
I know, like, back where I'm from, my boss, like, she owned at one time owned two different, like, H&R Block franchises, one in Libby and then one in Bonners Ferry, Idaho. And she said over in that Idaho office, she would get people in there all the time that were meth addicts.
Huh.
I'm not sure why. But
I don't know. There's some little towns and, like, places you wouldn't expect in the Midwest where they just have gigantic drug problems.
Oh yeah, a lot of small towns have like opioid problems for sure.
And meth.
Yeah.
I mean, meth is just one of those things that, like, people can make it so easily out of garbage.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much you just have to have the
Sudafed or whatever.
Sudafed, yeah.
I think Indiana is the meth capital, but there's a ton of meth here in Oregon too.
Oh yeah, I think it's pretty much everywhere. It's pretty pretty crazy.
Yeah, I don't know. I've seen some people so far out of it. I was like, this has to be like meth fueled bender or something.
Well, I'm sure everybody's on a high after listening to this show.
If you know which drug's the best,
let us know. And if you can get mushrooms in Portland, let me know.
I saw a billboard one day where they were like they can't sell the mushrooms, but apparently they can sell the spores. And they're like, "Come here, get your spores." And
Yeah.
apparently that part's legal.
And what, you just grow your own then?
Yeah, then you just, I don't know how. I'm guessing you don't have to be like a farmer, but yeah, you just go grow your own.
Oh, I didn't know you could buy your own spores for magic mushrooms.
Yeah, apparently.
But if you get caught growing them, is that illegal?
Yeah, probably.
Oh, so are they gonna like watch you in the mail and stuff and be like, all right, this guy ordered from there and it's gonna grow?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I don't know how well regulated mushrooms are.
Just sign up for one of
Because
those
apparently,
drug trials.
Apparently, like the one of the magic mushrooms is like local to here, so like you can go out in the woods and find them.
But don't they have to be in like cow patties or something? Like where this?
I think that's one like notorious grow place, but I think they actually grow in the wild too.
Oh, okay.
But then you'll actually get one that looks just like it, but it's like incredibly poisonous or something.
Yeah, you have to know your mushrooms. Man, yeah. Some are very dangerous. Now, apparently some are much more psychoactive than like the common ones. So, I don't know.
Well, if you know your mushrooms, comment on our video below and let AJ know. Also, subscribe both to the YouTube feed and on your podcast service of choice. Let all your friends know about us. Share our clips on social media, Twitter, and everything like that. And speaking of Twitter, guys, where can people find you on Twitter? I
am at a name for this too, and that's number 2.
At Unsolicited SUG.
And you can, of course, find me at Zach Jones Live. That's ZachJonesLive. And that is going to do it for all of our shenanigans and poppycock this week. Please, please, please tune in again next week. Bye, guys.
Take care.
Have a good one.